Welcome to my FP live chat once again. My name is Sue, and I will be the host for today. Next to me on my right is Miss Rory, Miss Eng, and Miss Winnie.
Hello. Hello.
Before we enter today's topic, allow me to introduce my FP Services in Sdn Bhd. The company was incorporated in 2002 and is a licensed financial planning firm that holds the Capital Market Services license. We are currently the only unbiased fee-only firm in Malaysia. In the chat box, you will find the link to our website. Okay, time flies, right? We have entered into the first quarter of 2021. I recall we were planning, right, the topics of the whole year calendar, and all the women in the room felt strongly to discuss today's topic in conjunction with International Women's Day celebrations. Maybe I'll start with Miss Eng. Okay. Can you share with us why we have the topic?
Actually, now as I listen to Sue, when I come to think of it, why we only want to talk about Women's Day? 365 days a year, there's only one day dedicated to women. It should be every day. Okay, never mind. But we come about first is through our course, especially from my FP standpoint, after doing this financial planning practice for the past 19 years, we realized that many women, especially married women, okay, they want to pass the managing of financial matter to the husband. Some of them, even though no matter how educated they are, I think the sad part is they just say, oh, I leave everything to my husband. So what today's topic is all about is we want to empower women to take charge of your own financial matter. First thing, statistically, what do we say? Women live longer, right?
Yes.
Women always live longer, the probability. Like I mentioned, I have read about the economists, they reported, but they canceled the event. They are talking about those people who born today and tomorrow have a very big chance and likelihood to be able to live up to 100 years old. That points a different kind of issue. That includes the men as well. If you live, so women, if you are able to live up to that age, financially, how are you going to ensure that you do not outlive your money in hand?
Yes, true.
All right. We always say living too short gives the dependence a big issue, all right? But living too long with such longevity, we can see that there will be other kind of issue, all right? So all women, but I think perhaps being single, of course, I have a different view. I may not be the representative of single women. Maybe Winnie being single also, you can have your share too.
Why you say that you cannot be the respect?
Oh, well,
because you also single, I'm also single.
Because it's the line that I have been in.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I have been in the industrial, the financial industry, so to speak.
Long enough.
Old lady like me is for the past 30 years, I have been in the financial industry. Not necessarily directly into the financial planning.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from banking, from insurance line, all right, now into financial planning. So I've been in the financial industry for too long. So it's a different view.
Okay, then I can just share about some of my friends or even I myself. Okay, like, I mean, why is saying that single woman, especially single woman, you need to, as our topic said, you need to control your own finances. Look at my sister, look at my cousins. Yeah, they are still single. But when I'm trying to talk with them about finances, talk about how to save their money, how to talk about the investment matter, or even we trying to talk about the insurance matter, they just say, investment, I don't know. So where you keep your money? FD? saving. Okay. When it comes to the insurance, they will just say, I don't know lah. I just I'm friend asked me to buy, then I just follow. So whatever aspect or issue that I try to ask them or lead them, they just tell me I don't know. So I think it's not only my relative or my friends having this kind of issue. I believe many out there also facing the same problem. There's the purpose and also our objective to have this topic today.
Not only about single ladies, I
Mhm.
suppose married women, mothers, I'm sure you have daughters. Then the question is that how do you educate your daughters? How do you empower them to make sure that when they grow up, they can be independent? Because if women live longer, the message is at one stage of your life, you will go solo on your own.
Yes.
Single, not necessarily being single.
Mm.
You can be a widow, you
Yes.
can be a divorcee even. All right, so but for you mothers, how do you educate your daughters?
For me, I have 3 daughters, and I come from a family where
Dominated
My-
by females.
yeah, my mother has 4 daughters. I have 3 daughters, so that makes the whole brought up different in my family. We don't feel that much of the bias between men, women, that kind of situations. We are making decisions quite solely on our own.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
very good.
And we have not much of that issues, but for my children, I have also because of my my professions in this industry of finances industry, I have been advocating them and keep reminding them to be very prudent in their way of financial planning for themselves, saving, and also earning. Have the ability to earn a living for themselves, stands on their own feet. That is my philosophy. So my daughter is about to start coming to the workforce. She has also some online business on her own. She has already started some financial planning on a smaller, on a modular basis. So she already started something of that. So hopefully, we can follow through with her. That is my expectations and my dream for all the young people as well.
I think it's almost the same thing. I think whether women should be or can be in control of their financial is partly because of the family background. I also brought up in a family that my mom handles the family financial planning. So that's why I was educated in that way as well. And then especially what I study, financial accountant. So it also makes me, naturally I will try to handle my own financial. But for those women, that just we started talking about, most of them actually depends on their partner's husband, I think that's because of the cultural aspect on women, but actually how we actually can tell this woman the world, it has changed already. You actually can, it's also very important to be part of the financial planning in the family.
Yeah, I suppose on this table, all women come from a very strong background where it's
Yeah.
female predominant.
Yeah, we
So
have,
may not be a full
We
representation.
have an online planner, Sim. Are you there, Sim? Do you want to share with us how is your, brought up, and how do you see the difference in your family?
Well, I noted that in the past, probably in most family, the husband will take control of the finance. But nowadays, most family are having dual income. I think most of the women in the family will have involved in the financial planning for the family. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can
Yeah.
hear you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, so we can hear from everyone saying that we women are, doesn't seem to be so incapable, right? We are still capable, but somehow when it comes to financial planning or financial decisions, women seems to still rely on husband, right? Any thought on why is it? Because I think even for working women, we still see a tendency of that towards,
Can we
relying.
say that it's maybe because some culturing mindset and how our parent grows us up, then whatever when it comes to the family matter, we have to, sorry to say, to use the words that we have to obey to the man. So what husband say, yes. So we have to follow. So woman at a position that is a weakened position compared to the man. So Mom said we can't object any suggestion by the man. We have only can follow
Yeah.
as a good wife or even a good mother, I believe.
Actually, this is very sad, right? Even now we're talking about entering into 2021, we are talking about AI, you know, we are talking about everything online because of this COVID and things like that. It's still talking about this part of the world, or don't talk about only this part of the world, globally, it is still pretty man predominant, okay? But I think one of the country like, but you like it or not, there was one news reported that some country, because pandemic is a topic, yeah, the country who have managed the pandemic very, very well, when they post it out, when they reported it, these are all came from
Majority,
female leaders.
Yes.
Okay, so what we are saying is that, hi, all the ladies out there, all the beautiful ladies out there, you are capable. Don't underestimate your own capability. Take interest into financial matter. Handle it. Be independent. You don't need to depend on the man. All right, just like that. All right. I know of quite a number of friends. Including one of them, being a medical doctor. After you take your study to become a trained doctor, and yet she gave up her entire career just to stay at home to take care of the children. That's well and fine. All right. But I still think that perhaps at certain point of time she should come back to the workforce to be able to contribute in terms of her profession training, as well as be able to financially independent. My ex-colleague, when she decided, it so happened that at that time, it's timing when we were in banking line, she decided to go for BSS. I asked her, why do you do that? She just said that my eldest is already in Form 1. My second younger daughter will be entering into secondary school in 2 years' time. These will be the ages that they will learn the bad things. So I want to make sure that I'm around them. So she literally gave up, all right, a seasoned banker, giving up her job and go back home to take care of the two daughters also. But of course, after when the eldest going into upper Form 4, Form 5 the time, she come back to the workforce. She still managed to get a job because she's so experienced. In fact, it's not even up to her not to come out. The daughter starts screaming back at her mom, when are you going back to work? They just don't want her to be nagging in the house. So when you have the experience, I think it's important. Yeah, you make that sacrifice for the children, all right, to quit your job, or perhaps can think of something that you can work from home to still be able to earn, to be financially independent. I think that's very important.
Yes, yeah. And in fact, for now, a lot of works are much friendly for women because they allow flexi hours.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, work from home. I mean, especially pandemic.
Yeah.
For this whole year, we have seen women able to work at home and juggle as well with the house chores and caring for children's education. But that also, increase
Value.
the stress as well of a mother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we don't, I mean, actually like childcare, there are some very large corporation, they actually make available a childcare center in the corporations so that the mother can leave the children, or even the father can leave the children there. Of course, some people may think that that's very distraction, but I don't think so. If you can have that kind of facility for your workers, not just women, but also men, let me put it this way, I think you give them the comfort level, you give them the confidence and the comfort level, the security for them to work, as well as they know that someone is taking care of my children and I'm just nearby, I can always pop in during lunchtime or my tea break. Why
Yeah.
not? So at least in this kind of situations, you can still be financially independent.
True. Let's hear from the point of a man.
Man.
Elijah, you have anything to share?
Yeah, I think it is true that women or ladies actually they are also very capable in the financial matters. The only problem is sometimes the lack of exposure, and then the lack of exposure may be due to own mindset like what Winnie said just now, and then sometimes due to the husbands who just don't want to let the wife to involve too much in the financial decision. But I don't think I don't think there is a good approach. From my experience, I think it is good for us husband to let our wife to expose also to the financial decision, to the financial situation. And then from the process, that wife also can understand more about that we can have mutual understanding about each other, and then mutual understanding on the struggle, on the stress that each one facing. Yeah, so I think it is matter of exposure. From my own experience, for example, my wife before that, she doesn't feel comfortable to invest in stocks. But after around 1 year, because of MCO, every day we need to stay at home and work from home. So I got the chance to guide her into the stock market. And then after 1 year, actually she is very interested in the stock market already. So that's the problem of exposure. It is not the problem of capability. It's the problem as exposure. So my experience and my advice as a husband is it is good always to drag our wife into the financial decision so that both of us have to take the responsibility. If only one part made the decision, then the other part can always blame for the wrong decision. So it is good that we sit down together to discuss and to make the right decision. So this is my point of view on the capability of ladies in the financial decision. Actually, ladies are very capable. The only problem is they don't have this opportunity, and then the lack of the exposure.
Yeah. But Elijah, not every man like you, So that means the man also must change. If the man don't,
Yeah, right.
it's going to be very difficult also, right? Then there will be a big
Yeah.
fight.
And I think
Yeah,
also have to clear the women's thinking, their perceptions that don't always think that, okay, you cannot take any knowledge or have any financial literacy. Don't think that you won't understand everything. Think of it that way. Will you think your husband, wherever they come from, from their education, will you think that they will immediately know financial or investment? No, they have to learn as well.
Correct.
Who knows that maybe he also try to learn, and then when you come into place, he may not as good as you if you learn, if both of you learn together.
Yeah.
So you never know you can be better than your husband, right?
That's why any skills is the same, right?
Yeah.
So we cannot conform the women to just know how to cook and know how to sew. Many
Yes.
women don't know that, but the men should also learn how to cook and how to sew because it's a surviving skills rather than it just stereotype to just one gender.
So it is important as we bring up the children, boys, girls, assign them the chores, the house chores equally. It's not like this is boys' chores, this is girls' chores,
Yes,
kind of
correct.
so concept that will also create that the
Correct.
the mentality or the cultural differences.
Once you do that, then the mindset will change.
Correct.
Then it will be natural for the girls at home to also learn about financial matter. So it's just not the boys. So they will learn and pick up. Then they can be one of the main pillar within the family too.
And also one of the thing is for the woman, I think we have to also have an open mind. So when it comes to finance matter, don't block yourself. Don't say, oh, this very complicated matter, so I don't want to know. And I don't understand, that's too deep. So I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of the excuses given to ourselves that we don't want to learn. We let other party or our partner to take care of that. So have an open mind to get some new knowledge in the
Yes.
finances. Yeah.
Yes, learn, get knowledge, also get some references, people that you can get guidance from, people like a financial advisor, planners, to guide from small steps to, life goal. I think that
Yeah.
will be a better, step to move out from comfort zone.
I
Right?
would also want to say this. Open mind must come from all the parents out there.
Yeah.
You must have an open mind to your children so that when you bring them up, they will be educated and brought up in a very different manner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, talk about this, sorry. Then I just recall, parents, but not only parents, husband also, you have to
I want to touch on that.
tell your spouse or even your kids that if you are having any financial difficulty, let your family handle it together.
Correct.
Don't think that this is only a man task. So like a pandemic, yeah, many of us may facing the VSS, may having a financial stress. Talk to your family, talk to your wife, and also talk to your kids that now your father or your husband having this kind of issue, shall we solve the problem together?
Yeah, family financial matters together, discuss it, because men, tendency of putting up to be the strong image, can also cause a lot of, we have seen and heard a lot of men going into distress,
Depression.
depression, yeah, that's the word.
And the man is not necessarily the only person who can put food on the table. When we talk about this, it reminds me of one colleague. When he migrated back to New Zealand and joined the wife, being an accountant, he couldn't get a job. I can't remember what was the wife profession is. It is the wife who is actually getting a job. So he became the house husband. And during those days, house husband.
Why shame?
Especially for Asian countries,
Yes,
it's a
but-
shame.
In New Zealand, it's natural. To them, it really depends on which profession you are in. So during that period of time, what kind of job you can be getting. So if it's only the wife who can get a job without any problem, the man stay at home and take care of the children until when the period is over, perhaps, the recessions or the bad market is over. When a husband can get a job, he will also go out to get a job. But what's wrong with that being a house husband? Either one. So we shouldn't be That's why I don't like to use the word housewife. I always say homemaker. So the certain person will say is a house husband.
I think
Yes, Sim, you want to share something?
yeah. I think some of the women, they may have the wrong mindset. They probably think that when you say that women should take control of their finance, meaning that they have to be, alone, take control of the whole family's finance. That's why actually make them not to take control of finance. But what we mean here is actually you should involve in the family's financial matter, not to take control yourself. So some people, maybe because of this, so they leave everything to the husband. That could be one of the reasons. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to make it clear that, okay, we have to let the women know that you have to get involved in the family financial planning, rather saying that who should be in control of the finances.
I got no problem to talk about that. To let the women in control. I got no problem with
It's just
that.
like Miss Eng, the example of migrating to Australia. If the homemakers bring home the money, let's say is the female, does it mean because she has the money, she has to control everything? Doesn't necessarily.
What we are saying is that women, you must take charge. You must be in the know. We want to empower all the women out there, all right? Take interest into financial matter. In fact, during our course of practice, we realized that when we talk about family office, when we talk about the client issues, the challenges that they are facing, a lot of time it still boils down to financial matter, because it play a big part within. I'm not saying that you must be very rich or extremely rich or get all the branded things. No, I'm not talking about that. But a lot of things, a lot of issues is still finances. Okay, it's financial matter. So you have to have interest and to have the kind of knowledge to be able to take control. If you're married, be able to work together with your partners to be able to move forward, to understand, all right, to have that kind of empathy. If you totally don't understand, you can't even have that kind of empathy to be able to move forward.
We would like to invite Robert, our planner, April.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Let's hear a new perspective from a senior man, which has gone through how many years in the financial industry, Robert?
Took many years.
Many years. But obviously, my FP 20 years,
Yep.
plus the others. Do you have anything to share about our topic
Oh, okay.
we just discussed?
When you're talking about discussing, because we're talking about International Women's Day, but actually there's a good topic to discuss today.
Yes.
It means in finance, it must be a family approach. It was never a finance that is men approach or women approach. Obviously, there's a thing. It must be together. In many of the meetings we have with our clients, when sometimes the husband will talk first. Then we'll say, what about wife? Hey, never. He said, no. What does your wife have to say? Then only the wife will say a bit. Because for us, we believe in finance is combined. It's never only the husband, it's never also only the wife. It's always combined. So I give you an example, a short one. When we are doing a will for my client, all right, hey, I want to do a will, I want to do it.
Right.
I say, okay. So the client is the husband. He's been reading about rewriting for 10 years ago. 10 years. But he still cannot write a will.
10 years.
Yeah.
Still in planning.
Correct. Still cannot figure out how to write a will. Why? Because he thought will writing is so simple. But the point here is the family is not as simple as it is. Okay? So when he saw me, I said, we saw me and he, so I said, okay, we write a will. So I said, okay, write a will, what are your assets? Who you want to give to? Then he say, oh, like this. This watch give to the son. This money give to this son. And this jewelry give to this son. We say, actually, you are married, right? He say, yeah. So what does your wife think? Okay, maybe I should bring my wife. The next week, he brought her wife. So when we talk about, when we repeat again, he said, you said you want to give this watch, this Rolex watch to this son?
I don't agree.
This jewelry to this son? After a while, I say, the wife, I asked the wife, what do you think? I think cannot lah. This watch cannot give to this son.
Then the husband, the spouse start quarreling
Correct.
because of the
Correct.
dispute.
Because only one side.
Right.
Then slowly we became combined. It took us so long to get through the will because we have only one aspect of the thing.
Correct.
And this fellow has been reading for 10 years, how to write the will, because I cannot write.
Yes, ladies, that tells us we have to start doing and planning now
Yeah.
because we might not get our spouse to
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
So it's time to work on it now, right?
Correct.
For those who are married.
Correct. Because if we don't get involved earlier,
Correct.
like what they discussed earlier, women tends to live longer than men. So eventually your partner will leave you, then you still have to pick up the role and take care of your own finances. And by then only you start to learn this. I think it's even tougher.
Yeah.
Yes.
And living, when the family breaks up, it's not only when the husband dies or the wife dies. Sometimes we have divorces. We have seen so many of you
That's
seen,
complicated.
many of you see divorces, right? So that is why we say you have to be involved as a family from the beginning. Okay?
Yes. Rory, anything to add on?
Like just now, Robert case, story is a very good example, Women always think, or even men always think that, you can handle it yourself, and then you don't want the wife to get involved. But you see, actually many things that you need both mutual agreement, understanding, discussion in order to get through. And then you may think that you alone can make the decision to solve it. But at the end of the day, it cannot be. It takes longer time and even involve more complicated things in order to make it solve it or become better.
Yeah.
So let's have a good practice. Start now. Have how you can jointly manages the family's finances or even plan it together. If you don't know how, I know a lot of our clients have this problem. Let's start with one and comes in. You need actually, I would think you need a so-called neutralizer in between to help you out. Like for example, an independent advisor, financial advisor that help you through the process.
Yeah, what you are talking about is someone that don't keep pushing you with products, but listening to the financial matters in the family, and then we look at where to set the priority and put it
Step by
on, put it on a table in a calendar, then we resolve it one by one, how to achieve. Actually, it is true. To me, I think it is wise for men, to allow your wife to have some sort of knowledge in financial, in also involved in family matters, because eventually your children will grow up. And the one that stay with you is your wife. Imagine when the retirement time, when you are with your wife, what is your plan? Right? So all this is about money, right? Yeah, if we can't sit down together and plan it now, eventually by retirement, it is even much difficult. And a lot of time, I also see elderly people are left with not much to, to spare for their retirement, which is quite sad, and they depend on their children. I think
Because generally women are quite good in budgeting because they have to do their grocery shopping, the
Yes.
monthly expenses mostly is in charge by the wife. Even though you say women don't really involve in financial decision, but on this part, I think the husband is willingly give it to the
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when actually as a wife, it's good to involve in financial decision. And then two head is always better than one head.
Correct.
If for men, generally they are more higher risk taker, and then if you make decision alone, sometimes may be biased or more emotion driven.
Correct.
Yeah, so actually it's good to discuss with the other half.
Right.
Then because when you talk about investment or any financial decision, even though like your children education, where to go, if you like, I'm the husband, I must let my son study in US. What if the wife say, I don't want my son to go so far, I want to be in KL. Then you have to have somewhere mutual agree, we have to meet somewhere, right? So it's good to involve, even though for the husband to try to let the wife to lead on certain part or discuss or we do it together, rather than put on your shoulder everything is very heavy.
Can I add it?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
When you get involved, it means get involved. Okay? It is better to get involved in the early time rather than get involved when you
At a
retire.
certain time.
Yes.
That is worse.
Right.
You get involved earlier, you can solve the little roots earlier, okay? And you can solve the big matter. Okay? If you solve it later, even in business also, you see, your partner, you better have a succession planning done early. So you done when later, when the business is good and making a lot of money, you try, you do succession planning, very difficult.
Difficult.
Yes, because the money is so big now, suddenly it's very difficult to decide.
Yes.
Okay, so in financial planning and anything, it's better to do it a bit early, do it bit by bit by bit by bit, slowly do it. Then the result over time will be better than if you do it last minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to ask Elijah. I know, Elijah, you also coaching and counseling a lot of families besides than just financial matters. From your experience, how does financial matters destroy a family, or you have seen, cases of such, and how would you advise?
Yeah, from my experience, I found that actually financial is a very, although we know money is not everything, but actually money is also very important. Sometimes the marital problems sometimes is related to the finance also. And then from my experience, one of the main problem that cause the marriage problem in the finance is husband and wife try to hide. They try to hide the problems they are facing. They are not ready to share with each other. I think sometimes we really need to move a step forward and then to accept that each part actually we are not perfect, and then we are tend to make the wrong decision. Anytime we make the wrong decision, we must remember we are a family, so we need to face it together and then to go through it. Actually, I found out that if there is a supportive environment and spirit in the family, no matter how serious the financial problem is, they can still go through. So that is something that very important. Instead of blaming each other, sometimes we must know that we are already mature, grown up. A grown-up person will seldom blame other people for our own mistake. This is something we need to learn. And then we must also to accept that we are not perfect. We ourselves and our partner, our spouse are not perfect. It's not perfect. So we need to accept each other. And then we must remember something. Family is not a place that we argue who is right and who is wrong. Family is a place that we accept each other, and then we move forward and go through the problem we are facing. And then according to the psychology, actually, for example, Satya family therapy, and also another one and another psychotherapy is solution focused brief therapy. Actually, both theories point out something very important. A mistake usually is not purely because of someone making that mistake. Actually, sometimes it's a collective mistake, actually, because of the environment, or because of each other. We have the because of different people, then finally we come to the wrong decision. So sometimes it is not helpful to find out who to blame. It is more helpful that we sit down together to find the solution. And this is why the therapy names solution focused brief therapy. We should not waste time to find whom to blame. Actually, we should come together to find out the problem and then to find the solution. So I think for the family, the main problem is we don't bring out together. Many years ago, I also fell into that problem, and then I just told my wife frankly, and then finally we can go through it together. So this is very important. We must always always know something, that family is always there to help us to go through that, and then we really have to accept each other. Yeah, this is from my experience and from my coaching experience.
Yes, thank you. Sim, I know, Sim, you have been in top management. What do you see in the difference when you have a man, female, and a male, management sit down together? What dynamic has that in terms of the financial impact to a business?
Well, from my experience, I hardly see that. I mean, a woman is not capable to handle, because nowadays in big corporation, most of the financial controller is also female. So it's not true that the woman is not capable in handling finance. And I myself in the big corporation listed company, so far I didn't have this type of feeling that female is not important, or you can't have a say in the workplace. Not so much, I think, in today's world. Okay, but I do noted that there's one of my former boss. Okay. His wife is highly educated, like what Miss Eng shared just now. Okay, highly educated, is a dentist. When she quit her job and when she don't have her own financial income and stay at home to be a homemaker, she lost the control on her own personal finance. So it actually tells a lot of women, if you want to have control or take charge of your own personal finance and also involved in family's finance, it's better that you have your own income also. That is my my experience. And I think it's also, we have frequently seen that there are a lot of news, okay, in the newspaper or social media, that when a woman lost the husband, I mean, the husband made the tragedy, the woman have to come to the public to ask for donation for help. I think that is a lesson to every woman, that you need to take control of your finance, and you need to involve in the family's financial matter as early as possible, like what Robert suggested. Because we seldom see this kind of news. I mean, like a man, if they lost the spouse, they come to the public and ask for donation. You seldom see this kind of news. But until today, we still see news that women come to ask for donation from the public just because of they lost the spouse, they are unable to bring up their children. So I think every woman also must think about themselves. Okay, or ask themselves the question: are you able to continue to live alone if you lost your spouse? And can you bring up your kids tomorrow alone? If not, then I think you better review your current position, whether you should involve in the family's financial matter as early as possible.
Thank you. I think financial planning is a process, right? As we understood, it is not one solution. You come, then there's medications that prescription we can give to solve everything.
Yep.
So it is a process. It can be short for some people. It can take a long time. All right, and it is using these resources that one has to meet your life goal. All right, that is important. Ladies, ask yourself, what is your life goal? Because a lot of women don't have goal for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure you have experienced and you have seen many, right?
Yeah,
Any advice?
the reason why they don't have goals is nobody have really asked them. Okay, they always ask the men. So the men say, and even the men will ask the goals. The men also don't have
So my
goals.
husband goal is my goal.
Yeah. So that's why nobody asks the women. So the women have no goals, and many men also don't have goals because nobody asked them, "Do you have a goal?" They also don't have goals.
So if I don't have a goal, and how do I come and meet a planner? I don't have a goal yet.
That's why if
You'll
you
come to a default goal.
correct, you come to something. We say, okay, most people work so much. Okay, they retire like this. Okay, and some people have this kind of goals. They want to make sure their retirement is paid for. They want to make sure that their children are educated, right? They want to make sure I have a house to stay in. Okay, these are simple goals we can tell the person. So we ask them, oh, so is this maybe some like your goal? You say, okay. When you say okay, you say, okay. Then let's start with a simple goal first. With which they have a goal. Then you go in. So many people, when they say, I want to invest and make a lot of money. So we ask them, what is your goal? They say, oh, you ask me your goal, I want to make money.
Make more money.
Yeah. So when you say make more, I say, okay, you want to make more money, does it mean 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 1 billion? Which goal do you have? Which even last time my new advisors asked me, the client say, I want to make a lot of money. I say, that is not a goal.
Yeah, we discussed that in our January
Yes.
Correct.
setting goal.
Correct.
Setting achievable goal,
Correct.
right? Yes.
So that is something
Mm.
you can only get it when a person who is POD, who has your interest in mind and talk to you.
Yes.
If person want to sell you something, they don't care what you want. They just want to sell you something. The real advisor is only fee only and want to help you achieve your goal. That is what we call as a true advisor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So a goal to a planner, a goal don't have to be big.
Correct.
It can be as small as I wanted to travel
Correct.
to,
Yeah,
from here to Penang, probably
correct,
having
correct.
a holiday.
Yeah.
That could be also
Yeah,
a goal
correct.
to start off. A small steps is always good.
Correct.
For those who have not done planning before, I think, generally women are very good at budgeting, right? But it's just that we have overlooked our own needs
Correct.
a lot of time. Women tend to put a lot of focus and emphasis on family,
Correct. Correct.
and even husband.
Correct.
So it is time that we, put a step out and think something for ourselves, what we
Correct.
really want.
Correct.
I think that is not an act of selfishness.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. I am sure the husband can support the
Of course.
wife.
This is what you mean by harmony in the family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, we want a harmony, relationship, right? Okay, good. Anything to add for our ladies
Yeah.
besides these few things?
In terms of investment, let's say investment, we always say we must have a balanced portfolio, a more efficient portfolios. Then if you don't involve the wife, that is kind of difficult.
Yep.
Why? Because the wife is always prepare a very healthy diet meal,
Yeah,
which involve a balance
Yeah,
of everything.
balance, yeah.
Because women is very good in balancing their time, multitasking.
Yeah.
So in terms of investment, when the husband objective is on the high risk, higher return, it's always good to involve your wife, maybe add into your portfolios that maybe some is the more conservative one.
Yep.
Yeah, because we always wanted a for the portfolio to be efficient. Normally we say we want a not correlated portfolio, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So when this one's so high, then you must have something which is
Correct.
low risk.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing about investment is I must say that the financial advisor out there has a role to play. We have always put too much of jargon, too technical, that women feel that wow, this is too
hard to
understand.
too difficult for me,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why they are not involved as
Correct,
well, or they rather stay at the sideline.
Yeah.
So what is the impact if I stay sideline, I don't invest, I put my money in FD, I'm still saving, I put my money in FD.
So this is always a question that, okay, it is very good for me just to put my savings in saving, also called safest places in the bank. Okay, we all know that there is one thing called inflation. Okay, even though you think that it's safe, but inflation is eating your money. So how can you actually preserve your saving? Okay, at least, okay, it can hedge against inflation. Okay, we are not talking about I want to save my money or invest my money to become rich. Of course, as much as I want, okay, but let's set aside of that things first. Just let think of the inflations. Like we can easily see pandemic. If you see, okay, if you're not doing good planning to invest your money to actually hedge against the inflation, you can see obviously for last year everything has changed.
Yep.
Okay, okay, savings in the bank can actually help you for how much? Okay, I don't know.
Does it help you to achieve your goal?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Now, if you keep on doing that, it's even worse because the whole thing can change the world and even change your money.
Yeah. Before talking about gold, how long can the money sustain?
Correct.
That is also a big question mark.
Correct. That's the
Right.
goal.
Yeah.
I think for the pandemic, most concern is the cash flow issues.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Any last word from everyone?
Okay,
It's
just a
about
quick one
time. We
to
have
add
5 more
to just
minutes.
now, talking about the goal setting, I think there's one very simple exercise that everybody, especially women or men, also can try. Go home and asking each other, okay, husband and wife, what is your goal? I think we hardly have this conversation, okay, a natural conversation between wife and husband.
Your goal is my
What's
goal.
Afterwards, actually, what is your goal? I don't think many people is actually talking about, we're not talking about a serious goal setting that you engage your financial planner. I think it can be a family chatting conversations, roughly know, okay, the family goals.
What is going on with the family?
Yes, I don't
Yeah.
think many families is doing that or
Yeah.
actually have done this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a very good thing bring home that you can bring home today.
Yeah,
You can
today's
just try to
exercise,
solve, okay,
yes.
around the
For
dinner
men
table,
and women,
okay,
ask your
try
spouse.
to ask. I think it
What
will be
is
very
your goal?
interesting.
Right,
What
I
is-
think that would be an
Question is
interesting conversation. In
So
the
the
family.
question is, what is our family goal?
Correct.
Yes, that
Not
one
your
is our
goal
family
or my goal.
For
What
those
is the
single, then
family
they ask
goal?
what is
If
own
single, yeah lah.
goals. Yes.
So that is the question. What is our goal? not what is your goal or what is my goal. Because you are the man will say, I'm going to make money. You see, this is because the psychology is like this.
Yes, psychology.
The people say, hey, go lah, take this, don't take. Because that is how we are made up from. Women behave as women. As they say, men are made from Mars and women are made in Venus.
Exactly.
That's why I say you need a harmony. Okay? So you cannot ask one side or the other side. You can ask together. That's why we do.
So for a single woman, what is the advice? See, do you have any good advice? If I have not started anything, or you have one last word for our single woman?
For single woman, I think you have no one to rely on. It's better you look at your financial now and start to plan for your future and take charge of your finance. That is very important because you don't have anyone to rely on. That is more important.
Yeah. Elijah, any last word from you?
Sorry for the line, it's not very good. Yeah. I think, like what I said just before that, we really need to sit down together, and every time if there's any major purchase or major financial decision, please discuss and have a mutual understanding first. I think sometimes we must be thankful for our spouse because they see things from different perspective, and it is a very good reminder for us to slow down and to think twice before making any big financial decision.
Yes, I think the pandemic has set us to really make that and see that the importance of it,
Yes.
how to make our money decision or our financial decision wisely, how to make that decision. We have seen how much it has impacted us globally, right? At this point of time. Okay. No matter you're single, working, homemaker, student, divorced, or senior citizen, even if you think that I've lost hope already, I am already at the end, planning is still possible, all right? Whatever lifestyle you are having now, I think attaining a self-sufficient goal at your affordability method, it works for it's worth for financial planning. All right. Yeah. Once again, we would like to stress that MyFP is a fee-only financial planning firm, and we provide unbiased advisory services to our client. If you'd like to know more about us, talk to our invitees, talk to or contact us from our website. You can get our contact and from the link. And thank you all the associates here and online for your time, for your valuable sharing. Once again, thank you all for your time and for spending your lunchtime with us as well. Have a productive week. Have a good weekend, and start talking to your spouse. What is your goal, right? Yeah. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Right. See you then.